Okay, boys, we're going to go posh this week and have some cocktails. I will have a pina colada, a Afghan monkey, and a nice fizzy, zesty glass of Coca-Cola.
This is going to go so wrong.
Fucked it.
I give up.
You fucked it.
I give up.
How many times did you practice that before we started, John?
I didn't practice it.
Rumour has it that's the original composition.
I think it
You
was.
sprung it on me. You sprung it on me unjustly and unfairly.
That was
That's
a load of
actually the original.
Load of rubbish. Welcome back, everybody. We are back to episode 8 of the podcast. And if you've got an eagle eye, you will notice that the set has changed.
No, it hasn't.
Behind the scenes. We're in my house now. And for the first time ever, we now have a live studio audience. Yes! There we go. Behind us, we have got my beautiful girlfriend, Katie 80, my best matey. Yep, I know, how revolting. We've got Eddie, lovely to see you. And of course, the LK, who thinks that all boys zone out when they're on their phones. And Jess behind the cameras, as usual. For those who are first time here.
I didn't listen to any of that. I was on my phone.
I don't care. Exactly. Good point. For those that are either first time here or just like hearing who we are, I am Tom.
I'm Dan.
And of course, the Jesus boy over here.
And I'm Mr. Sit Down to Piss, Joseph Benham.
Wow. Look at those
It's
luscious
not
locks.
stand up to
For the
white.
first time, you have revealed your luscious locks
Yeah, I
to
have.
the
And
listeners.
literally no one, including me, knew how long my hair truly
now
was.
everyone has to tune in. on
He's
YouTube.
revealed them. No one will see them.
No, they won't, because
Yeah,
you're just a
we have a
head
black
floating on
background.
backdrop.
Yeah.
With
You're
black
gonna have to
hair
dye
and
the
black-
tip.
My hair's not black. My hair's dark brown, actually.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
I only know that because I want to dye my hair black soon.
Lovely. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back. And thank you, Katie, for the wonderful cocktails.
And the glass of Coke. Thank
I
you.
liked it in my normal glass.
Posh,
So,
that.
you know.
Sorry, we didn't bring that with.
I've just realized, why are we the only two using a straw?
I don't know. I don't need straws.
No, you're a man's man, are you?
Yeah, man's man.
Man's
drinking
man.
Martini
Look
cocktail. Now, I would like to start by celebrating today. It is National Sun Cream Day and
And it's
National
fucking
Cellophane Day.
roasting outside as well.
It's quite fitting, actually, that it's sun cream day as well. It's
boiling
like the first
outside.
time we've had warm weather in
Yeah.
hottest day of the year. Oh, it's not.
So far.
But it's warm.
Might be, actually.
Okay,
So
well,
far.
let's
Yeah.
begin with some news. We like a bit of news. Now, probably from episode 4 or 5, we were talking about the Cuthbert Gate that Aldi began with their caterpillar cake. The story continues.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Now, Aldi really have been
It's
roughly...
like an episode of Poirot.
I know, yeah. No, mama, don't know what happiness. Aldi have been ruffling some feathers this week, or this month.
Oh, I've seen it.
Now, we all know that their main slogan is like brands, little prices. Now, they launched a loungewear brand, and the slogan was Aldi just done it. Obviously
this isn't even what I thought you were going to bring up.
Now, if taking on the big industry of Nike wasn't enough, they have now decided to take McDonald's, bite at the toes of the empire of McDonald's.
Who's taking them on? Marks and Spencer?
Aldi.
Oh, Aldi.
Aldi have, and they have
Christ.
released their very own McDonald's menu that is 47%. Nice little stat for you there. Cheaper than Mackey's.
Which is already cheap.
It's already cheap, but it's even
Well,
cheaper.
to an extent, it depends on what you're buying.
They've released a 12 chicken nugget box with sweet chili and barbecue sauces, hash browns, a fish burger, and the cherry on the top. They've released a burger called the Big Stack, and the packaging is identical.
The branding is identical to McDonald's.
So
The
how
box
much-
for
how
the
much
chicken
does it
nuggets
cost?
looks like a chicken nugget
because I'm
share
not doing
box.
47% in my head,
No, we'll just do 50 then. Is that easier?
but I don't know how much a Big Mac costs.
I think it's, let's say a Big Mac meal was £3 something.
Oh, it's a meal. Did you get a drink and chips with it as well?
I think it's hot. It
Yeah,
comes
you get
hot,
to the
but
counter, they ask if you want to go large. Like,
Yeah,
That-
yeah. Don't
Yeah,
fries
but
it.
no, because hang on, because he said a Big Mac meal costs this amount, and I just thought you'd be able to buy the burgers.
So you're
frozen.
deep in this
It's
too
half
much.
the
but
price. It's
the
half
news
the
here
price.
is not the
Okay.
price they're doing it at so
Yeah,
much as the
but
identical
how much does
branding.
a Big Mac cost?
£3.64.
£3.64. So it's £1.82. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's cheap, isn't it? That's really good. Bargain.
Pluck that number out. Yeah, yeah.
Nice little, yeah. No, I did my research.
That's so rude.
Yeah.
I keep getting notifications on my phone for the Instagram page because we're being tagged in a story by one of the members of the audience
This is
as we
live.
speak.
Welcome back to live broadcast.
Exactly.
We actually filmed this a minute ago, and it's just taken a minute to go on air because Joe just swore constantly, so we had to cut it off.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I've never swore in my life. I don't agree with language. I think it's fucking awful.
There it is.
So Matt Hancock was asked
Politics. Here we go.
No. So
we're in a cocktail bar. Keep it classy.
He was basically on BBC News saying about if you're over 30, you can now be vaccinated. Everyone should go and get the vaccine.
No. He wasn't on BBC News. He was out for a run, and BBC News
ambushed
him.
Let's just
make that clear. He hasn't gone, I'll turn up for an interview in my England cricket shirt, guys.
But yeah, he was out for a run. Anyway, BBC News swarmed him, whatever, which means byproduct, he was on BBC News. So what I said was correct. And he was basically saying, if you're over 30, you can go and get your vaccine. Everyone should go and do it. And then he jogs off. And this reporter's legging it after him, asking, are you worried about what Dominic Cummings is going to testify? And someone's edited his jog over a clip of Subway Surfers and him changing lanes on Twitter. And
the bit that gets me is when they flatten the image so he ducks under the barrier.
Good. It was so good. But yeah, that was basically my news.
It was a nice little bit.
And then obviously Dominic Cummings being a naughty boy on live TV.
Said the F word.
Yeah, he said the F word.
I'm gonna get him done.
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
Friends. Not allowed friends in government.
Family.
Not allowed family in government either. I've got some big news about myself.
Have you?
So
are you pregnant?
You are?
Are you pregnant?
I asked
tested positive for COVID.
I asked you not to tell anyone about me being pregnant.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck,
I didn't.
Tom? And you're the father. Anyway. So obviously I introduced myself as Mr. Sit Down to Piss. However, the other night I went out on a drive.
No.
Got to the top of
you didn't.
Home Moss car park, and suddenly I needed the toilet.
He's a real boy.
So
he stayed sat down in his driver's seat.
I keep a note of whenever I stand up to piss.
What?
I started this last year.
How many years have I not had what?
So I started this note last year. Last year, the last time I stood up to piss was the 12th of July, 2020. And then most recently, 3 days ago on the 24th of May, 2021.
Oh, what a big day.
I stood up to piss.
Oh, there's the evidence.
There's the note.
You should have signed it. Signed and dated.
I should have just pissed on my screen.
Yeah.
Are you going to make this like the Chiquitos thing?
Brilliant.
He ended up going to Chiquitos on the same day 2 years in a row. So now it's like a routine. So you're going to start celebrating.
Every year I go to Chiquitos. And this year I couldn't go because it was closed because of lockdown. So I tried ordering it. It was too late at night to order it, wasn't it? So next year I've got to go.
Like, all right,
go twice
people
on the same
stuck
day.
in foreign countries not being able to see their families for months and then, but Chiquitos closing.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
God.
So next year I'm going twice on the same day.
You have to make up for it. Lunch and dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to start taking note every time I wipe my arse sat down. I always stand.
Just on that point, by the way, can I make clear? I've not had a single person agree with you yet.
I've had a few.
Yeah, well, you would make because you're friends with a bunch of stand-up-to-white weirdos.
Stand-up-to-white weirdos.
And one last hours today is when I found out. So, in Australia, there are 48 million kangaroos, and in Uruguay, there are 3,457,380 inhabitants, obviously plus or minus a couple. So if the kangaroos decide to invade Uruguay, each Uruguayan will have to fight 14 kangaroos.
Now,
MTV would make a shit hot show of that.
I've been to Uruguay and Australia, and you're kind of South American people.
You're so well travelled, Tom. Honestly,
South American people.
He's not mentioned that he was on the run from the law the entire time.
I only went to Uruguay because cannabis is legal. I didn't. That's a lie.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
How much does it cost to move to Uruguay?
For personal use.
How much does it cost to move to Uruguay?
I don't know, but we were supposed to be there for 3 weeks and stayed for about 4 days because it's too expensive. Anyway, normally South American people tend to be a lot shorter. Kangaroos are hench. They're huge. They're like...
Never heard someone refer to as kangaroos hench.
Some of them stand like 6
they go to the gym.
Foot. Imagine that coming out. How many have you got to fight? 14?
14 each Uruguayan.
I think the population...
And do you know what? The thing is, some of those are kids, some of them are babies.
Yeah.
So adults are going to have to fight more. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but some kangaroos are joeys. Like,
I'm not being funny, mate. Joeys can be like 3 foot, 4 foot tall, right?
We're also forgetting humans have cars, they have guns.
No, come on, mate.
We're talking fist fight here. Yeah. You know, come on, man to man.
And I'm not being funny. Every person in Uruguay doesn't have a gun. 48 million kangaroos invading Uruguay.
I assume if someone said you're going to have to fight 14 kangaroos, you'd get a fucking gun.
Australia lost a war to emus once.
They did, actually. That's a real thing, in the 1800s.
Emus
actually happened.
Emus won a war against Australians. Can you believe that?
Who declares that war and who,
no, it was basically a case of emus are breeding too quickly. They've become a rodent. They're taking over. We're now going to do a mass cull of emus, and they couldn't. They couldn't.
If I recall, a picture of an emu and the Prime Minister of Australia with a peace treaty in front of him.
If I recall as well, there's
why have we got so much giggling going on?
I thought it was quite good.
Yeah.
And on the whole topic of emus and Australians, whatever, there are, I think it's 3 or 4 times as many chickens in the world as there are humans. there's
also double the amount. Roughly.
I think that's an easier fight.
There's roughly double the amount of nipples than there are people in the world. Roughly. Because some people have 3, some people have 1, some people maybe have more than 3.
Wait, you meant to have... How many are you meant to have?
5.
5? I need to talk to my doctor.
Brilliant. Now, I think I always find this opportunity to butt in my lovely little topic of I was today years old when I found out. And my first one is quite an intelligent one, actually, for once. My question is, why
intelligent by your intelligence or intelligent
by like PhD standards? Why there's 12 months in the year? Do you know? Hazard a guess.
Because time's a construct. Someone decided there should be 12 months in the year.
Because it takes 12 months to pass around the sun, Tom. I don't know. Well, don't enlighten me.
Originally, I don't know.
Originally, back in day, there was only 10 months.
You can tell we're up north now, can't you?
Oh, no.
Back in day.
So as we know, there are 12 months in the year. Originally, there was 10 months. And of course, the names like September and October. You've got Septem, which is 7. October is Octo, 8. November is 9. December is Decem, which is 10. In Latin, it comes from...
Actually makes a lot of sense, to be fair.
But July and August were added, extending the summer months, which allowed the seasons of the 12 lunar cycles to link with the same seasons, so that it was the same every year. So otherwise, it'd be staggered every year. The July would fall in winter, and then eventually, a few years later, it would fall in summer. And the July and August were added to the calendar by Julius Augustus Caesar, the Roman emperor. He named them after himself.
Bit of a prick, wasn't he?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, he
How
thought,
self-centered have you got to be to name an entire... Not just 1 month, but 2 of them after himself.
Really took the biscuit there.
Celebrated afterwards and made a salad.
Made a salad and got stabbed 32 times.
Shit Caesar joke.
Was it 32 times?
I think it was 32 times to be exact. One for every month. Mine times 3 minus 4. Yeah. I'll have a beer now, please, barman. Thank you.
Anyway, so when I was purchasing the Coca-Cola earlier, we were in the... Where did we go? Spa. And that bottle, £2.80.
Ooh, it's an expensive spa.
Ridiculous, right?
It is.
And I said, that's daylight robbery. And then I remembered something that my old manager taught me 3 years ago.
Oh.
Why is it called daylight robbery?
Someone robbed in the day.
No.
I have been told this, but of course I have forgotten. But I think it's something along the lines of someone... I can't remember.
So,
wow, thanks for that, Tom.
You used to get taxed for having windows in your house.
I did know this.
Yep. Yeah. You used to get a window tax for having windows. You had to pay extra.
So
it was called daylight robbery because for you to have daylight coming into your house, you had to pay more tax. So hence daylight robbery.
So people would they'd block the windows up, cover them up, board them up, so they didn't get charged as much.
How cool is it? Well, it's not cool. It's horrible. But I mean, the fact is pretty cool.
Do you know you get charged for how much rain falls on your property as well? When you get your water bill come through, you are too young to get this. So I said that as if I wasn't too young to get this. Yeah. So if you ever get a house and you get a water bill and you see how much they're charging, there's a waterfall charge as well.
If you ever get a water bill,
yeah, you might just plumb off your neighbour. There's a charge for how much rainfall lands on your area of land.
What if you just put up a massive
Because
gazebo?
effectively they've got to drain the water away. They charge you for doing that.
What if you just put up a massive gazebo?
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Drain it into the
And
neighbours.
it goes into the neighbours, and the neighbours look at the water bill and go, "What the hell? Why is
Well,
it such a
well,
massive
No,
spike?"
they don't actually measure how much water falls. They work it off the area of the land you own, how much rain falls in your area, and then charges you based off that.
Similar to the space that they take up when they build skyscrapers, they have to pay for the air that they're building through, like the actual air space.
That's
above it.
cheaper than the land. That's why they tend to go up as opposed to out.
So I got another one
Oh, 2 in a
for
row.
you guys. So this is
Who
about
do you think you are?
this is a fact about people who are learning English, right?
Who aren't native English speakers?
Yeah. So it
Like
says,
Joseph Benham.
it must be hard for people learning to spell in English. There's a silent K in night, as in KNIGHT, 4 silent Ks in knick-knack, and 3 silent Ks in Republican.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We can't keep that in.
Please,
really
please
can't-
keep that in.
I had
It's
to
so
really think
good.
about that.
It's so good. Please keep that in. Just
I think that stays.
it came up on TikTok. And
Put
I
it
was
to the
like,
audience.
If
Get
that
a vote.
stays in, I'm sorry. We did all that.
There we go.
Yeah, we did. All right.
Yeah, we get a real-time reaction now to whether someone can stay in the show or not.
judge now. Yeah, we just forgot we had an audience.
Yeah.
We are your listeners.
So a couple of days ago, I found out quite an interesting fact about Red Bull. So
Gives you wings.
We know that as well. We now know, obviously, Red Bull is the brand they are, and they're in all the extreme sports and stuff like that.
F1.
When they
They have music studios as well, you know.
They have
Got a
music
studio in
studios?
London, yeah. A couple of years ago, they did.
No,
Is there anything they
Is
can't do?
London versus Midlands Cypher. It was so sorry, carry on. I'm off topic now.
Yeah. When Red Bull was first created, energy drinks had a 90% failure rate. The brands just died out
Oh, okay.
almost
I thought you meant
immediately.
it didn't give you energy.
No.
You got to have 100 before you
It
get
didn't give you wings. They said it did, and the amount of people going, "Oh, I can fly."
So what they did, instead of investing loads of money into like TV adverts and billboards and stuff like that, they got like thousands and thousands of empty Red Bull cans and just went and filled bins in public areas with empty Red Bull cans. So when people threw the rubbish away, they'd see all these Red Bull cans
That's
and think,
it.
this must be a really good drink.
That is an incredible market.
So there was a
strategy.
period of time where most public bins were just full of
You
Red
just saw
Bull
Red Bull cans.
Yeah.
You saw it and thought, "Wow, someone must like
So,
them. I'm going to give it a go."
Were they manufacturing the cans to be empty, or were they?
Yeah.
Or did they drink
They-
them?
no,
Was there
no,
just one
they
guy
were
in an
just
office?
We'll pay you. Just trying to get through.
It works, guys. Freaking work.
That's crazy though. That actually is
brilliant.
very, very clever.
That was one of our, I think, higher caliber hours today as old.
Well, what can I say? Every
Well
once in
done.
a while,
High
I'll bring a
five.
zinger.
I've got a final hours today as old, and I would like to extend this session of factoids today, and it is to do with our previous week's discussion on me standing up whilst I wipe my arse.
And you found that literally no one agrees with you.
No, I found a few
This
people
topic
agree.
and
never
you-
needed extending.
And you are being sectioned under the Mental Health Act.
136, thank you very much. And no, there are a few people that agree with me, but this is to do with the actual toilet paper itself, and it's to why or which way toilet paper goes. Which so you put your roll on. Which way would you put it?
It
it
goes
depends
so
on the room.
the paper's at the front.
It depends on the room.
No,
Does
it
it?
doesn't.
Yeah. If it's
No,
right,
it doesn't.
If it's
short,
the-
man.
If it's
listen,
against the wall, it goes at the front.
If
No,
it's
no,
the
no,
toilet
no.
backing onto our parlour room and refers to attachments.
No. So we've got, for example, a downstairs toilet and we've got a bathroom upstairs, right?
Affluent.
The downstairs toilet, the roll is against the wall because there's no condensation. But upstairs, it's away from the wall because otherwise it'd stick to the wall when someone has a shower.
Well, you're wrong.
Well, I'm not.
It always.
I think you are.
It
Well,
I'm
always
not.
goes on the outside, and if you ever have a close examine of your toilet roll swiftly before you proceed,
Yeah,
to
that's
use
what
it
I do
for its
actually.
use,
Yeah.
and you will see there is a pattern embossed on it, and it is always on the outside. And the reason the toilet roll manufacturers do this is because when you put your toilet roll on so you can see the pattern, you actually pull more off when you're pulling it over the top than you do when you're pulling it against the wall. So then you buy more toilet roll. Use it quicker, you buy more.
So we need to flip the toilet roll around, break the system.
And screw triple velvet.
Wait, what? But I always take the same amount of sheets off. I don't get that.
But but like if you pull it, it will roll longer from a pull from the front than it will a pull from the back.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Joe's though. Regardless of how much came down, you're still only going to use the same.
I wouldn't pull it. It goes on for ages and I go, well, shit, got to use all that now. I've got to use
scrunch it.
I've got to use 16 sheets. I've got to use 16 sheets of toilet paper because I pulled too much. The beauty of a roll is that too much has come.
We already know your OCD about the slices or pieces, whatever you want to call them.
Slices. It's not pizza.
You have to can I just have another slice of toilet paper?
You have to have an even amount because you won't fold it not on, like.
There's nothing OCD about just folding it on the seam. I don't understand that.
No, but the OCD thing was having to have an even number.
I would.
So you can fold it on the seam. What's wrong with that?
There is a seam between every square, Josie.
But
you can fold
that's
in.
Right in.
What's the point? Exactly. Yeah, but then you've only got one sheet.
That's on the seam.
No, but I fold it so you've got.
Wait, so you have like a longer piece?
You start with foot. Wait, what?
So you fold it once, so it's just in half, and then you've got two squares.
Actually, yeah, I suppose I do half and half again.
The key to simple origami is twofold.
Yeah. See, I do 4, half twice, and then half. What? That's not OCD. I don't understand this.
Right. I'm going to draw a line in the sand on this toilet talk with a.
You were in no position
to
draw a line
it up
any
again.
Toilet talk.
It's always you that brings it up.
I'm going to draw it with this final comment, and it is that it took 4 wipes to know it only took 3, but 2 wipes to know it took 0. Think about it.
Yeah, because if you were using one piece, then, might be slightly too wet still, and you might be taking a journey that you don't want to go on.
Exactly. Risky business.
Doesn't
okay.
Before we move away from Ira's today years old, I'm not bringing
another
another
fact. Toilet stuff.
Yeah.
Before we move away from toilet stuff,
I'm not bringing another fact to the table. However, I do have an update on a question that was brought up last week about paracetamol and paracetamol.
Yeah.
Chloe Law, shout out Chloe, has commented on YouTube. According to collinsdictionary.com, I don't know who Colin is, but he has a dictionary.
Why has he got a dictionary?
He lives a bloody boring life, doesn't he? Oh, there's a new word this year.
What shall I call it?
It's pronounced paracetamol.
Okay.
So we were all right last week, basically.
Well, he wasn't. He said paracetamol.
No, I think you just asked the question.
Yeah,
I asked the question. He said paracetamol.
I was playing devil's advocate.
It's easy to stand on the fence and say that now.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chloe Law. Right, we'll now move on to, and is it just me that wonders? And I would like to start with a very simple phrase that I would just like you to ponder upon. That if I told you that I'm a pathological liar, would you believe me?
Yes.
Oh, I feel like you and I have had this. We definitely have had this discussion before.
It's safer to believe you that you're a pathological liar than to not believe you.
Because what was the conversation? I said that pathological liars lie for personal gain, but that ended up not being the truth.
I mean, a pathological liar just pathologically lie.
They just lie.
I thought they did it. I thought they did it for personal gain. I was like, you wouldn't gain anything from, but it turned out that wasn't the case.
So imagine I'm a pathological liar.
What do you mean? Imagine.
My name's not even Tom. And I said, I'm not a
but
pathological
is that the truth
liar.
Or is that not the truth?
It's like,
you just said you're a pathological liar, and now you've just said my name's not Tom.
Oh, there you go.
Now, how do I know?
So it's safer, how do I know? It's safer to believe you that you're a pathological liar and just not trust you to tell you things or believe what you say than it is to not believe you that you're a pathological liar and then be misled in the future.
I avoid this issue. I don't trust anyone. No one trusts me, and I don't know
why. He's got a list of people that owe him cokes in his phone.
Coca-Cola's.
Yeah.
One phone in the list.
If you don't know, every time someone jinxes with Joe, he owes them. They owe them.
Yeah. Ria, I know she doesn't listen to this because podcasts aren't her thing. But Ria, you owe me 8. You owe me 8 cokes. So get on that.
All right. Well, another little kind of paradoxical. Is it just me that wonders for you? Is if I choose not to decide, have I made a choice?
You see, I used to be indecisive, but now I'm not sure. I've waited so long to use that.
What if you're not choosing to not decide? You are.
But deciding
you're not deciding.
Deciding not to make a choice is a choice.
But are you actually deciding not to make the choice at that point? Or
It's like,
are you just avoiding making a choice?
Well, it's like would you like to go to Alton Towers or Thorpe Park? No, I'm not gonna decide. But that's a choice.
What if they're your only two choices? If someone put you in a room and said, I am going to kill you if you don't choose Alton Towers or Thorpe Park, and you just go, well, personally, I would go, well,
yeah, but then
you've not really put me at a crossroads here, bro.
Could we go to Blackpool?
Hang on. So if someone says they're going to kill you if you don't decide whether it's Alton Towers or Thorpe Park, and you don't make a decision, then you're actually deciding to be killed. You have made a choice in that sense.
It's still a choice.
Yeah, all I'm saying is, I would.
It's not a bad decision to make.
I actually think you've just proved on.
I wouldn't be at a crossroads for someone threatening to kill me. Is what I'm saying.
Handshake. Well done.
Thank you.
But you'd just be failing to make a decision on the decisions you've been given,
which is still a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice. But what was the question?
If I
I feel like I'm back in school.
Can you repeat the question? Was if I choose not to decide?
Yeah.
Have I made a choice?
Of course you made a choice, but you've just been a massive bitch because you've not used any of the decisions you've been offered. You know?
But I've still taken another choice. I feel like we should probably meander on away from this.
So I'm
getting frustrated.
Have you ever wondered why the Mission Impossible theme tune goes do 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 do? It's like long and then short. Have you ever wondered why it's like that?
Oh, someone's done music theory.
It's not
no,
that
I've never wondered that at all.
It's like footsteps. No, I don't know.
The guy that composed
Two strides and then a creep.
I can't remember his name, but the guy that composed it, M in Morse code is dash. I in Morse code is dot. So it's like dash dot.
No way.
Yeah,
that's nice.
I was meant to bring that up 4 weeks ago.
Oh, I'm graduated.
This was on the same note for NASA's rover making breathable oxygen on Mars.
Completely related. I wonder how you would have segued between those.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought it was interesting. I was watching a YouTube video.
Do you know why the code, going back to that, and do you know why the code is in Monsters Inc. for the monster having the sock on his back?
Know this.
Is the code it is.
2319.
Yeah.
And it shows up in a lot of Pixar movies.
It's because W.
We can hear it whispering from the gallery.
It is what letter of the alphabet, or what position in the alphabet that letter is for white sock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I thought
W is the 23rd letter in the alphabet.
There's no way S is 4 before W. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Oh my god, yeah, it is. What the hell?
I love that. That's quite a gamble.
What the hell? How are W and S 4 letters away?
That's actually more mind blowing than the fact itself that W and S are 4 letters away from the alphabet.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I scraped GCSE English.
Wow.
So.
Another cool little Pixar fact is if you watch Toy Story 1, Pixar was going bust when they made it. Steve Jobs bought them out and just kept funneling money into it so they could make it. And they only had the money to create one CGI child. Mm-hmm. So at Andy's birthday party,
it's the
all
same
of the
one.
children are the
Yeah,
same person
but it's
with
Andy
different
with
clothes.
a hat, Andy with hair, Andy with different t-shirt.
Yeah.
I've seen that. There's also, it shows up in a lot of Pixar movies, I can't remember what the number is, but it shows up in every Pixar movie.
Oh, it's like a code, isn't it?
It's
like
like 133B or something,
yeah.
and it's the room number.
I think it's
the editor's studio.
I think it's 113B.
Like the 113B.
Yeah.
But it's the room number of the editor's studio where they all get trained to become, animators.
Animators,
yeah.
Kind of animators.
I'd actually
lazy animators.
Yeah, if you work for Pixar, you're kind of an animator.
I wasn't going to bring this up, but now we're on the topic of film and that kind of industry. At Disney World or Disneyland, all the Disney parks, there is actually.
Is there? There's silence. Scroll.
My
phone's crashed. My phone's crashed. Not my notes, that.
There is actually a shade of green called Go Away Green.
And
they use it because for whatever reason the human brain doesn't register it as a prominent colour. They just kind of, you look past it. So if they want to hide lampposts, crew doors, or some sort of machinery that's kind of they don't want seen in the parks, by the customers that are attending. Then they paint it this go away green, and it just kind of disappears like camouflage.
Speaking of Disney World, there are tunnels under the park that lead to every part of the park that is possible.
I can see Katie googling go away green.
But yeah,
Just wondering if she can paint stuff in the house greens that
Can
you
I
want
paint
Tom?
Tom go away green?
there's
In Disney as well.
tunnels
Use go away green paint, toxic. Don't want to kill him.
If the Toy Story characters ever used to come towards you in Disney parks as well, you used to be able to say Andy's coming and they would
And they'd
drop
all
to the
drop.
floor.
They don't
And then
anymore.
some prick in health and safety decided it wasn't safe anymore, and now they won't do it.
Have you considered that someone might have injured themselves doing it?
Possibly.
Look, if an adult falls on a kid, every once in a while, it's the risk we take. But,
There's a real interesting thing. Disney World, they log everything about you. So when you go in,
they know you stand up to wipe your ass.
No, they don't.
yeah, basically.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they can't.
There's cameras in the toilet.
Or maybe.
But yeah,
maybe they listen to the podcast.
Which one's more believable?
Cameras in the toilets, unfortunately.
But they log everything about you, like how long you stay. Obviously, like how long you stay there, but like any sort of
age, where you're from.
interactions that you have with staff, if you're rude or anything like that, and it goes on a file that is like a global Disney system. I wish I was joking.
Is it cameras or face recognition? How would they know out of a queue of 1,000 people queuing up for a roller coaster and one of them, I don't know, sticks the fingers up or swears at a crew member?
You have those wristbands now, don't you? The first day at the park now, they give you a wristband that attach it. You don't have tickets anymore.
See, I went back in the north.
But yeah,
technology.
they log everything you do, and it's like a global system. So if you're rude to someone in Disney World, California, for example, and you go to Disney World, Disneyland, Paris, like they know that you're a rude customer. Isn't that mental?
Most people have got a little folder just got a filing cabinet.
Disney is literally a superpower. Like it's so scary. They're the second largest importer of explosives in the United States, second to the army, because of all the fireworks.
I was going to say, I'd like to clarify, that's probably they're not planning on going to war.
They're not funding ISIS or anything like that.
Disney World also have planning permission to build a nuclear power plant on one of the Disney World sites.
Makes sense.
They've had it for years because Disney World was originally going to be like when Walt Disney was still alive,
like kind of city,
like it was a futuristic like city concept and stuff.
Yeah.
And
we all know how
there was supposed to be houses and everything
Yeah.
as well, and a monorail, so you would live on the site.
Yeah, and they had permission and still do have planning permission to build a nuclear power plant, and Disney can actually annex land that they don't own. They just can do it.
Have the power
So
to just take
so
it.
say you live next to Disneyland. Disneyland have the power to just annex it and take that land from you. Literally, they have that
We
power.
want to build
Which
a
is
new
ironic as well.
merry-go-round. In the spirit of new location and our very first live studio audience. God, we're in the big leagues now, boys. I thought,
It's like the NBA.
We've
made it.
We have made it. We would introduce a brand spanking new topic of what grinds my gears.
I'll tell you what grinds my gears.
Oh, yeah?
Lack of oil.
Yep.
Lack of lubricant. Not pressing the clutch pedal. And what else could grind your gears?
I don't know.
The teeth on the cog being wonky.
Yeah, well, by the looks of it, Dan looks on the edge of his seat, you have a grind my gear.
I do. And I want to be really careful in the way I articulate this because learner drivers, yes.
What? Excuse me?
So,
this is towards
I want to hear this.
learner drivers are not what grind my gears.
Okay.
The instructor...
Them not pressing
them
not pressing the clutch pedal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the instructor that decides to take a learner driver out on a 40 road when they can still only do 20
In rush
is what
hour.
grinds my gears.
Okay, that does grind
Keep them
your
on a
gears.
private road. That's what grinds my gears. And I just wanted to get it out
There's
there.
not an awful lot of private roads in the United Kingdom, though, is there?
Vexed.
Vexed.
That's wow.
Vexed.
That's very
That's how... Yeah.
What's higher, cross or vexed?
You see the steam coming out of his ears as well.
Honestly,
It's going
it's
red. Yeah, but there's not a lot of private roads in the UK. Do you mean not main roads? Do you mean side roads?
Like,
Yeah,
a
side
little,
roads.
kind of suburban cul-de-sac. They can
Yeah.
just do,
And it's always at busy
U-turns
frigging
on.
times.
Yeah, it's always rush hour.
Yeah.
Well, that's because
It's always rush hour.
Always.
In the United Kingdom, it's always rush hour.
Always.
Go and learn at frigging 11 o'clock at night.
You can't actually
2
do
o'clock.
You can do
nighttime
that,
lessons. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You should only be allowed to do nighttime
They're
lessons.
more expensive though because the instructors
got to
charge
pay
a
to put the
night
headlights on.
premium. Yeah, definitely. That's
Pay for the electric.
I just learn in a BMW in that way. I don't have to worry about turning the headlights on.
Yeah,
or using the indicators. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
You actually, if you buy a
that
BMW,
does grind my gears.
Not using
lack of
indicators.
indication. Even as a pedestrian, that annoys me.
What do you mean?
know, like, well, you're about to cross a road and you look and like, oh yeah, it's clear, and then a car just whips round in front of you, and you're like, well, thanks for letting me know. Or when they do the opposite, and they look like they're about
and they
to turn.
indicate for too long.
Yeah, they're still indicating from the previous turn, and they carry on straight on. And you're like, I could have crossed about 30 seconds ago.
As a pedestrian, then, do electric cars piss you off? Because you have no idea they're coming.
You have no idea. What, do you cross the road with a blindfold on?
Yeah.
What do you mean you have no idea?
What if you don't you look? What if you are
just
blind?
tunnel vision the crossing?
That's a good
That's
shout.
it.
From
I'm crossing the road. I'm committing to it. That's it.
Here we
If
go.
there's anything coming, it hits me. Whatever.
I'll see.
God, I hope there's not a BMW electric ambulance coming down the road. what are you talking about? What do you mean you can't? You don't know they're coming.
Right,
you just
so-
look. Use your eyes.
But an electric ambulance would still make the Nino noise.
They don't.
The what? Sorry.
They don't have the blues
Nino.
on
Nino
all the
noise.
time.
How old are you? 5?
But they don't.
No. Yeah, I'm born on a leap year. I'm actually
They don't.
6.
They don't. They don't have the lights on all the time.
Well,
If you're blind, the lights wouldn't be an issue. It's the sound.
It's the sound.
If you're blind and you're crossing the road,
Right, so
without,
I'll
it don't matter if you cross the road without looking. If you're blind,
Wow.
2030, electric cars are the only cars that are allowed to be sold. New cars that are allowed to be sold. So then, 20 years on from that, when all the cars are electric, pretty much.
Do you reckon it'll take
What
20
if a
years?
blind person is crossing the road?
Well, they'll only go to traffic lights, won't they? They're not going to cross a road like where
But
there's
what
no
if
traffic light.
But what if a car decides to run the light?
Maybe by then electric cars will recognise a white cane and they'll know to stop and allow
I think
passage.
you're talking about autonomous cars that are not electric.
So, probably 2040.
Why don't they
there'll
just
be
put a
AI
speaker
by
in?
then. Yeah. This is an electric car. This is an electric car.
yeah, great idea.
Well,
Because you're moving, there's no noise complaints either.
No, there isn't. No.
I'd like to talk about what grinds my gears.
What does grind your gears? Because that was the last order's bell. So
Rude.
better make it quick.
Rude retail customers.
Oh.
Rude retail. Let me tell you, I was called some very creative things.
Treating you like the dirt
last
on their
year.
shoe.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? I think they treat the dirt on their shoe better than they treat me, if I'm honest with you.
Really?
But they really grind my gears. You just want to say things back sometimes, don't you? But you can't.
Customer's always right.
I literally.
I guarantee whoever came up with the saying
they
a
were a
customer is always
customer.
right was a customer.
They were a customer. No,
Probably a Karen.
no person who ever works in retail has ever gone, well, the customers always like this weekend just gone. This lady was asking for tester pots for a certain colour of paint, right? And me and Ron were like, we don't. Yeah, shout out Ron. We don't know when they're coming back in, and we can't check because we normally find out what's coming in on our deliveries the day the delivery comes in.
Could you not have just poured a big tub into small tubs?
Don't split it up.
No, because the
Give it a
tester
tester pot.
pots for Dulux are like these roll-on type thing where they're tiny and you can roll them onto like a piece of paper or a wall.
You're
or
not going
whatnot.
out your way to help the
So,
customer. are you?
little
But
one
she was like, oh, do you know when they're coming back in? And we said no, and we can't check because it doesn't show when they're coming in. And she just muttered under her breath. She goes, well, that was very helpful, wasn't it? And walked off. And I looked at Ron. I was like, do you hear that? I was like, should we? And I wanted to go up to him.
Why didn't you just go, what did you say, sorry?
I think we'll call
Cheers,
it there.
Yeah.
Cheers and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you, live studio audience.